Today is the 5th of April 2020, and this is my weekend special. This week, the theme of my talk is Think Like a Trader. I'm going to do this talk a little differently this week because we are clearly living through historic times, and the volatility each day in the markets means that we need to make decisions differently than we normally do. Instead of talking about long term outlooks as we usually do, we are going to get into the nitty gritty. We are going to think like professional stock traders. What does it mean? It means that I'm going to look at exactly where we are right now and consider a series of short term outcomes based on what's happened during other crashes in history and where we are today. Then I will lay out the probability of those outcomes and break down what a trader would do in these scenarios. Again, this is an unprecedented era and we have to act accordingly, which means it's time to think like a real trader. I'll show you how to do that in this talk. There is the biggest delusion currently that this crash is all about the coronavirus, a black swan. This is a true black swan, but really, it's the perfect shock. Ever more stimulus can further cushion an already massively overly stimulated economy, but it can't stop the virus like it can temporarily stop stock crashes and bank failures, etc. My best target for the final wave of the first crash is 2080 on the S&P 500 and 6190, the December 2018 on the Nasdaq. That forms a flat neckline through the late 2018 low. The left shoulder peaked at the September 2018 top around 8,120. The rebound I'm forecasting from a lower low just ahead would peak between around July and at the latest the election again at around 8,120. I'm assuming around mid-September 2020. Now please note here, I'm using the classic head and shoulder and wave ratios to make my best guess for this larger scenario, but no way will it work out exactly like this. The biggest third wave then comes on from later this year into around the end of 2021. That wave, like the recent third wave down, should be the largest and the longest. It would bottom, according to the head and shoulder projections, around 2540 in December 2021, the worst year of the larger crash. The distance from the head to the neckline equals the distance to the crash bottom from the neckline once it's broken. After a fourth wave bounce into around May 2022, the final bottom comes between 800 and 1100, or about 1000 at the end of 2022. Then the crash of a lifetime is over and the opportunities truly begin. But the stimulus will not last as exposures in the foundation continue to crack. Businesses keep falling and some just don't come back. I saw that in Puerto Rico after the hurricane. Consumers default on loans and some just give up on getting work again or get worse jobs. Major corporations here and in the emerging world default and many can't get healthy again. Emerging countries' governments keep defaulting. This isn't primarily about the virus, as will become clear when the virus proves to be a temporary and the downturn does not. You will soon have a chance to leverage this rebound and prepare even better next time to profit from safe haven investments and to make a small fortune in targeted downside plays. But again, the big profit comes from buying the best financial assets and companies and real estate on the biggest sale since 1932-33. Just after the election, if not before, the economy just rolls back over, and central banks have already blown almost all of their ammunition right from the start this time, as you know how weak the economy has been after giving it non-stop life support for 11 years. Then you get the classic 2 year plus most precipitous decline in stocks, and the economy melts down like late 2000 into late 2002 and 1930 into mid 1932. Then and only then is it over. And finally, the detox can happen. And it will be unbelievably painful. Except we have prepared you for that, and it can be unbelievably profitable. For I have called the opportunity of a lifetime to create extreme wealth. For all of us here at Bulls vs. Bears Club, I am Ron, wishing you a happy and profitable week ahead.